everyone, my name's Adelaide and welcome to Adelaide Colours. This is my YouTube channel about adult colouring, and today it is Tuesday and I thought it could be really nice just to sit down and colour a page from Meine Reise durch Europa, which is the Europe book from Rita Berman. I love this book. I know it's been out quite a few years now, and she has the Europe one, the Asia one, and the Africa one, but I still love returning to it. Now, I have some new pencils I wanted to use, well, new to me. Partly, I really wanted to use the Caran Pablos. Now, they actually were my brother's, but he decided he didn't want them anymore. So they came to me, which how lucky am I? So I have them all nicely sharpened. I've just been going through and put them in this nice tin. So that is really fun. However, I am going to be using the super soft, the watercolor pencils first, because that is how I like to color. I like to have a base. Here we go, aren't they beautiful? I like to have a base and then put pencil on top, because I find if I do a picture which is completely pencil, well then I get really sore wrists, and you know, if you want to do a lot of coloring, you want to avoid that, don't you? So that's what I have decided, and really luckily, so the super soft are Caran as well. Here we go, let's hold it up. And they have exactly the same colors, so they match the Pablos very well, so I'm really excited to use them together. And what page have I decided? Well, I was looking through this book, and actually it's quite funny, the very last page in the book spoke to me. So as you can see, well, I guess technically the last page is this one, the paper testing color one. As you can see, I've got my different different pencils and water mediums tested out there. I love having a test page at the back. But I was looking and I thought, oh, this one could be really nice. Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm not even sure what colors I'll use. I think I know the ocean in the globe is going to be some beautiful blue, so let's start with that and go from there and build on it. I think that'll be a bit of fun. So I have my page. I always put scrap paper behind it because this page is right at the back of the book. I do have another book to lean this book on, because otherwise if I didn't have it, I'll show you, it would be very low and kind of wouldn't sit flat. See how it kind of bounces? So I don't want that. So I do have another book. It's good to get one the same size, and this was the 30 Days of Creativity book by Joanna, which is a good size. So yes, I will be using that behind it. Because I'm using a water-soluble medium first, the super soft, the watercolor pencils, I will be using one of the Pentel water brushes, the fine one. I just love them for adult coloring, and some trusty paper towel. I guess also I have my favorite sharpener, and this is the M&R, so Mobius and Rupert, Germany, and it is the hand crank one. And I love this sharpener, and really I haven't had pencils that don't sharpen well in it. Even I know quite a few people said the Chromaflow don't sharpen well for them. They've sharpened fine for me in that sharpener. So I don't know, maybe I've just been lucky so far, but hopefully it continues, fingers crossed. Okay, so let's actually get down to some coloring. How fun. So I am going to pull a few blues out of the super softs first. And it's quite funny because I've got my swatches here, and because the Pablos and the super soft have the same colors, here we go, you can see how beautiful color range. This coloring sheet is free. It's from the colorpencilshop.com. And I find them quite useful. The only thing I will say is all their colouring sheets in alphabetical order, and because some pencils were added at one stage, as you can see, it was going a beautiful gradient, and then we get all these random new colours. So anyway, I know Colour with Claire has lovely colouring charts, so I probably will download those and try them next time. But yes, I will be getting some of these beautiful blues, and to start here, if you have this book, Even if you don't have the same pencils as me, it would be lovely if you could colour along. Doing a page together is so fun, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start a colouring channel, because I thought how nice would it be to have people to colour with. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. You have to let me know if you're going to colour the same picture of me. If so, what pencils are you using? If not, what are you colouring? Because sometimes as I know, it's good to colour different pictures, but it's still nice to colour along with someone, isn't it? So I have just grabbed an assortment of pencils that look in lovely blue tones. So let's get them out and see how they go. So this is the first one. This is the Caran Supracolor. This is just their blue, and it is 260, and I will read them out because I know that gold reflective can be very hard to see. And I'm just going to use this in the edges of the water, because I probably want my water to be a nice aqua color, but I kind of know at the edge. Where it's near land, it would be a bit darker. So that's what I'm just going to use that for. So get in there to all the edges of the continents. I'm excited about this page. I love colouring in this book. It is such a fun one. I think, I don't know. Whatever book I'm colouring in at the moment is my favourite. Do you find that too? But I will always love this one. This is kind of the book that got me into Rita Berman. I wasn't really aware of her, and then this book came out and I saw people colouring it, and I thought, ooh, I really want to colour it. And actually she's put some lines in too to help show you where it's darker, so that was very nice of her. Now I'm sure, as you notice, my colouring isn't very neat at the moment. That's okay. That's because I am these water soluble. You're not going to see my strokes, so I'm not too worried about them. Once I hit it with the water brush, it'll all disappear. Okay, so I think that is all the water in the globe. Oh, do I have a little bit? Nope, that's land, isn't it? It's hard telling what's what, isn't it? So now, here we go. Let's get a lighter blue. So this is Light Blue 161. It was a good name, wasn't it? Let's try that one. So as you can see, I'm kind of bringing it in. Still not doing those center bits. I want them to be a really light color. Maybe I'll pick this lovely, so this actually is a light green, but it's just so pretty, and it is 181 Malachite. Oh, look at that. So pretty. And as you can see, my my watercolor pencils aren't very sharp. That's okay, because I'm not because this is the base layer, it's not the top layer of my coloring, and my strokes can be a bit messy, and really I just want some color down the page. So you can actually get a bit more out of your watercolor pencils, make them last a bit longer rather than sharpening around, I find, by just keeping them a bit blunt. Oh, how pretty is that? I love it. Okay, I'm gonna water activate this water. Okay, and see how it looks. And I'm also going to see if I can zoom you in just a little bit. There we go. Is that a bit better? Sorry, I bumped the camera. Hopefully that's okay. All right, so I want my the light greeny blue bits to be the lightest, so I will start with them and work to the dark centers. Just I find little circles. If it goes over, I'm not worried about it, because I am just going to colour over it. So pretty. And as you can see, I have this paper towel and I just keep wiping my brush off on it. I kind of want it barely wet, if that makes sense. And I don't want too much pigment on it because I don't want my light areas to get too dark. I mean, look at the difference in those two. Oh, I love the ocean. Oh, that dark blue. It is such a stunning colour. So I feel like I'm losing my Ochre green a bit. It's a bit paler than I'd want it. So I am going to have to layer it up and go back in. But I can always do another layer of this wet medium, or I can put pencil over it. And because the Pablos, which I will be using, they're not as hard as the polychromos, but they are a harder pencil. They are more for layering. So yeah, they really don't mind doing some layers to get that stronger colour. And that's why I find it good to do that water base first, because I have done pictures with just pencil and with a lot of layering. But yeah, that really does, I find, take a toll on my hands. Isn't it beautiful? I love the blues. Okay, I think that is the ocean. Alright, so I am going to leave that to dry and actually start working on the land while that dries. Before we pencil over it, I am going to do greens for the land. And let's get a range of greens. Okay, so I think this kind of gradient could be quite pretty. That's what I'm thinking. And I might start with the base of my mountains. I'm going to put my darkest green. Now this green is Opaline Green 195 in the Super Softs. Some bases of some mountains here as well. So I'm not going to do the mountains because they'll be a lighter colour because they're sticking up. And technically, I guess, would have the light hitting on it. But I am going to do kind of like the base of the mountains and the centres of the continents. You can see my colouring's really messy again, but that's okay. As you saw with the water, the bottom layer, it doesn't really matter. Alright, so let's get my next green. So this is Veronese Green 201. Oh, that is so pretty. I love these kind of bright greens. And I think that's the thing about the Caran d'Ache. I know other people have said they're not as pigmented as, say, the Aubergines or the polychromos. They are a little bit less, but they are meant for layering, and they do have just the most beautiful colour range. I just love them. I see some pretty messy colouring there, but that's okay. You can just have fun and put colour on the page at the moment. Right, I'm going to go to a more greeny, a grass kind of green colour, a yellow green, isn't it? And oh, it's called yellow green. And it's colour 230. Oh, I love that. And no matter what kind of pencils you have, I think in a way that's the secret to adult colouring, just finding nice gradients and putting them down on your page and enjoying them. together. I think it is anyway. I probably have too many colours in my gradient, but that's okay. Better to have more rather than less. And I think watercolour pencils are so amazing. I mean, having paint in a pencil, oh, you wonder who thought of that originally. It was a great idea. Now I just noticed in that island, I don't really have the depth. So I'm just going in with the colour before and just adding it. All right, and now I have light green 221. It's a very light green, isn't it? And then my lightest colour was lime green 231. And that is such a light green. It's just got that little bit of a yellow in it, doesn't it? We'll just go over all the edges of the continent. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to water activate my continents. And I'm going to start in that light and work up to the dark. Oh, that colour is just stunning. And if you ever feel like you got too much water, too much pigment on your brush, just wipe it on that paper towel. Nope, wrong way. I should have gone light to dark. I might have to add a bit more to that one. Sometimes you can take a bit of dark pigment from another one and dab it in the middle. You make sure, I've got to try and remember it too, going that light to dark. And I wanted to go around the base of those mountains. So I will show you after this, but I always find it incredible that, you know, we use all this water and we're using paint on our page and actually it doesn't go through. I mean, I guess behind it I've got my testing page, so it wouldn't matter if it did. But that is something else I just love about the watercolor pencils. There you go. And see, just then it was too dark where I went, so I just took it away and then rubbed the excess pigment off on my paper towel. There, we're going to go all the way around, and then I've got one continent left. Love this. And this is just the watercolor pencils. It's going to give such a nice base for the Pablos to go over. I'm excited about that. So now I'm going to leave that to dry. I do have a few little islands that I didn't really get to. I'm just going to pick up my lime green, the light one, and just kind of give them a bit of life. And that is my globe coming together. Oh, I really like it. Really like it. I think I will want the aqua more watercolor, but I'm just going to wait till that dries and go around. Now probably for the globe itself, I want it like a gold. So let's have a look. How am I going to make my gold? I'm going to take a golden ochre, maybe a little bit of yellow. Let's give it a bit of zing. That lemon yellow, they look good. And then I need some dark colours. Here we go. Umber. Ooh, I think it's going to make a nice gold. All right, let's try these three and go from there. First I'll go in with the umber, and just where I think there's a shadow, I'll put it. So probably kind of all along that line. And then the light is kind of going to hit it there. I'm going to give the shadow a break and do that, so that'll be nice. And then also I have the top of the globe under the flowers be a bit shadowed. Here we are. Okay, got a lot of shadow there. So we're looking at the lights kind of hitting on this side, isn't it? Just a little bit there. Here we go, so that's my dark colour. Hopefully that comes out quite dark. Maybe I'll add a tiny bit of black just to make sure that it's really dark. Ooh, you see the name's worn off there, but anyway, it's Noir black, ivory black it is called, this one, so I'm guessing it's quite black. I'm just going to put it in the darkest bit of the corners. I know it may seem like, wow, using black for a shadow that's heavy, but I do find in colouring it's the value contrast that makes it pop. And that's why sometimes, even if you only have a 12 set of pencils, you can make amazing pictures because it comes with black, it comes with white, and you know, a pretty simple but good collection of colours in between. And because you don't have many colours, you're forced to use them and have that value contrast. And I think you can already see from that little bit of black I just put in there, it's already popping more and stepping off the page. And this is only the watercolour pencil. Let's see some of that ochre to give it more a gold tone. And then I have a little bit of that lemon yellow. Not a lot, just to give it that brightness. Okay, how's that looking? I think it's looking pretty good. So let's activate it and see what we think. So I'm going to start from the lights and work back down into that dark. I'm actually going to leave a white gap there. I think it will look good. I mean, if not, I can fill it later. But I just think the light hitting that gold will be nice. And I am going light to the dark here. And remember, if you got too much pigment, just wipe it off on your paper towel. take some away. And actually, since the beginning, I squeezed this brush once and brushed it off on the paper towel, and since then I have not squeezed it again. Like, that's how little water you're using. So I know I've been reading out the names of the super soft colours, but I guess really you could use any watercolour pencils you've got. They would look great. Here we go. What do you think? I think that looks great. I think that's a great start. And you know what's funny? When I started this, I was tempted just to pull out my, there's a gold pencil in the super soft. I don't think it colours very well though. I mean, here's the swatch. Oh, it's not too bad. That's it there. So it's not terrible, but look how good then that looks. and it's just really simple from those 4 colours. I'm so pleased with that. Okay, so now we're done that, let's go back to that blue and that globe, because I really feel like that needs a bit more love. We're going to check the back. Okay, so as I'm hoping you can see, nothing has gone through. Still just the same old paper palette, so that's good. And now let's make that blue a bit brighter. Nothing's gone through. I'm going to do one more layer just of these kind of bright blues. So I've picked up a turquoise blue, which is 171, and a turquoise green, 191. And I'm just going to go into that water and try and add a bit of brightness to it, because I love strong, bright colours. So just adding it kind of between the dark and the light waters. Just adding a bit of oomph. And like, I wouldn't do more than 2 layers of the watercolor pencil. I know it hasn't gone through so far, but I really hate it when, you know, the paper gets that those little dots on it from like you've put too much water medium. It's like it's worn away. Yeah. So yeah, I think 2 layers would be my limit for water mediums. Anyway, ooh, that's good. So I have left kind of spots of light here and there, and when I activate it now, that's where I'm going to start, just in the light, and work out. And I think it's always important to make sure you activate wherever you put watercolor pencil down, because once you've activated watercolor pencil and it's down, it doesn't reactivate. That's something awesome about it. It stays how it is. Look how good that looks. And but if I just colored with the watercolor pencil and left it, when I went to do something next to it, like the pencil there or the background, then you could find that you could accidentally hit it with your water brush and it would activate, and then you'd have a big mess of different colors. That's why I think it's always important to activate it. So now I've done that and I'm waiting for that to dry. I think I might tackle this background in here. I am going to do it in Watercolour Pencil 2, and I'm thinking the Turquoise Green 191, because that was such a pretty color. I think it could look really good with the turquoise background. And then let's go for like bright, maybe bright pink. Yeah, pinky purple flowers, and then the yellow green leaves. I think that would tie it together. So let's have a go. Let's just pop it down. And when I activate it, I'm going to keep my fine water brush, this one, the Pentel. I'm going to keep using that. But if I was like doing this space out here, which I don't think I'll do today, maybe I'll just do a little bit and like blend it out into the white, then I would get a bigger brush because you don't want little brush strokes everywhere. So I'm not doing kind of a flat uniform color. As you can see, I did fill in all the gaps, and then I am going to leave more gaps along here. Rita Berman's been very helpful. She's done dots to kind of show where the heavier bits of color are. So that's what I'm going to color first and then kind of work out into the light. It just adds more interest to the background. Ooh, I've got a continent in there I just saw. I'm just going to add some greens. Yeah, that's going to look a bit better. Now, what's that? Is that continent too? I think it might be. I mean, it's such a little bit. Just going to put that in there. That looks good, doesn't it? No, that's really dark. Such a pretty illustration. Rita Berman does such an amazing job. I mean, it's these simple items, but the way she puts it together, the composition, oh, I just love it. Just going to go in a little bit here, just kind of lightly, because it looks like it's going to be a lot lighter, but you still want just a little bit of color. Alright, so that is good. I might add in the corners of that the light blue, and that was number 161. So just where those dots are really dense, I'm adding this just so we have a bit more depth. It's nice to have color variation, especially in a background. Okay, I think that's looking good. Maybe go in with a little bit just here. Were there any more gaps? I think that's all the outside. Looking at it closely now. Alright, I'm going to go in and activate it. And let's see how it looks. Oh, such a pretty colour. Love aqua. Has to be one of my absolute favourite colours. greeny blues. Now always wipe off the pigment, start in the light, push it to the dark areas. And if you activate an area, try and deal with all the edges in that area quick, because I do find watercolor pencil dries pretty quick. I don't know if anyone else has found that, but yeah. I find it's easy to leave a half edge. And I mean, look, we will just kind of cover it up with pencil if it happens, or worse comes worse if it's a really bad paint pen. Aren't paint pens amazing? But still, it's nice not to have the problem in the first place. If you can avoid it, do so. Well, that's what I think anyway. So I guess I haven't really talked about me. So my name's Adelaide. This is my colouring channel that I've just started. I am in Australia and I live in the Blue Mountains, which is in New South Wales, just near Sydney. And yeah, I've coloured on and off for years, but got the bug lately and thought, oh, you know what? It would be really nice to share it. I find I tend to always colour more when I do uni, I think because I'm at my desk more and I see all my beautiful art supplies and all my books, and then, yeah, suddenly I find myself colouring. It's amazing how that happens, isn't it? But no, it's a lovely hobby and it's just so relaxing. I started off, as I think everyone did, with Joanna Basford, Joanna Basford books. And then I found ColourTube and Watch People and saw other books, and yeah, the hobby just grew from there. I have followed quite a lot of colour alongs from my Colourful Country Life, Olivier Olivian, I think it is, Jen's Colouring Corner, ones like that over the years. And yeah, I just thought, oh, as you can see, what happens when you don't activate it. Right, get my paper towel, give it a good blob, give it a good wipe. Ah, it's stuck there. That's okay. We will cover that up, but that is a really good example of make sure you activate all your pigment. Because can you see, my brush just grabbed it and off it went. Actually, it looks a bit like a shadow, doesn't it? So maybe it was meant to be. We will see. We will see. But I think that is all activated. So yeah, I'm a mum. I have 3 kids who are all at school this year. My youngest just went to school this year, so that's been a big change for me. I am studying at uni. I'm doing my Masters of Primary School Teaching, and this actually is my second channel. I have another channel which maybe you've come from there. I'm not sure how much crossover there is, and it's a cross-stitching channel actually called Adelaide Stitches, because I do a lot of cross-stitching as well, usually at night. It's nice to do something in front of the TV, and although I like colouring, I don't find it to be that portable. It is something I like to do at my desk, just because I have everything I need there and have that mindset. So just automatically, without even thinking, I'm just going in with my Supracolor Opaline Green 195 and just darkening those green areas, just getting that value contrast that I was talking about before. And I'm not going in everywhere, I'm just kind of going in the bottoms of the mountains, anywhere I think that darker colour would be. Here we go. Going to follow my own advice and activate it all. There is something so utterly relaxing about activating a watercolor or water-soluble medium. I don't know what it is. It's like magic in your hand. Whenever you're stressed, just go and do that. It will relax you completely, I think. How's that looking? I think it's looking pretty good. I'm really happy with it. Okay, what are we going to tackle next? While we let that all dry. Ooh, do we go flowers? Do we go pencils? Maybe we'll go flowers. Some pretty flowers would be nice. And it'd be nice to use some different colours. We've done kind of blues, greens, we've done like gold set. Now let's go to pinks. And I have to say, the Caran d'Ache has a beautiful array of pinks. Aren't they stunning? And let's go nice and strong. Think pinks. We've got a gradient. I just pulled out the colours next to each other. So I have Aubergine 99. I have Purplish Red 350. Purple 90. Light Purple 91. Isn't it interesting? I call them all pinks. They think they're kind of purple. I guess they're kind of. And then Granite Rose 493. I thought could be nice for the lights. So let's try them, see how bright they are, and go from there. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the darkest in the center of the petals and work out from there. I'll just bring my book down a bit in the camera. And then I've got the purple 90. Oh, beautiful kind of magenta color, isn't it? I have to say, as a kid, I had a set of Derwent Artist pencils, and Derwent Magenta was my favorite color. You have to let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Derwent had this magenta color. I mean, they still do, but especially like in their Chroma Flow, they've changed their traditional color palette, which I have mixed feelings about, I must be honest. I'm using a lighter pink now. This is Light Purple 91. I'm not going out to the edge though. Just kind of doing the medium of the petals. And then, see that Granite Rose 493? I'm going to do the very edge and leave like a white gap. Okay. Like to activate it, see how it looks. Are we happy with it? Such a beautiful color. I am definitely going to want my flowers brighter though, but this is a good start. So see, I'm just kind of leaving bits of the white. Like, so part of the petal I blend in, the other petal I'll leave the white. I just think it gives a really nice effect. Oh, I've got a bit of blue over there. I might be going in with some paint marker right now. We'll colour and see what we can do first though. Okay, so that's that. So that's not a bad start, but I definitely will want to amp up the brightness, and that's where our pencil's going to come in. I was just thinking about what colour for my centres. I wonder what colour Rita Berman used for her flower centres. Let's have a look. I love the artwork on the front. It's always good. Oh, look, she used kind of a yellow, didn't she? Interesting. All right, well, I might copy her because I think she's a bit of a colour genius. I love her coloured illustrations. And I'm just going to put a little bit of yellow in. And I think, oh, this is still a bit wet. But because this is a watercolour pencil, that's okay. I'm just going to put like a tiny bit of yellow going in. Can you see that? Just on one side, just to give that light effect. Because remember, I've got the light hitting here. So it probably would hit a bit up there as well. Maybe a little bit on the edge. All right, I'm going to use that and do the rest of my flowers to add a really nice base to it. Yes, I think I will. No, maybe I'll do my big flowers a different color. This will be all my little flowers. So all that. So I'm going in first again with the Aubergine 89. So all the smaller flowers I will do this way. I'm off. Here we go. Is that? Oh, I might have to zoom out to get the whole picture in. One sec. How's that? Go trying to make sure everything's on camera. Being my first colour along, there's a lot of learning involved. But that is, that's how everything starts, isn't it? Okay, I think that's all the small flowers. I'm going to go in with my two, they're very similar, Purple 90, Purplish Red 953. And once again, my pencil is not super sharp at all. I am being a little bit messy, but this is the water soluble stage. It's so forgiving. It's so fun. It's so nice to have a base down, and then when you go in with your pencils, you kind of know what color's going where. It's like a little guide. Well, I think it is. Go. So this was the purple, the next color, number 90. I mean, I don't actually think I really need it for the smaller ones. Up there. Probably they were too similar ingredient, those two. Anyway, and then I have my light purple 91. Just such a pretty color. And this petal, see how it's under that petal? So I will take the color right up to it because that's going to be darker. I don't know if it makes that much difference. It's just the logic in my head thinking about it. So same, I did those two colors colored fully, but I will definitely leave white space for these ones. Oops, sorry. Hit the side, right? And then let's put that light pink just on the tips. Little Granite Rose. I think it adds a nice hint of colour, but I might have to go in afterwards when I do the pencil, something a bit brighter, just to make them sing a bit. There we go. Not sure how much I activated that before. So each petal kind of has two stages, I think. I go in, light pink to dark pink, activate that, I wipe it off, and then I do that very light bit all by itself. Okay. So I hope you can see that the watercolor water-soluble pencils really do add a good first layer of color. I think my brush is getting a bit dry. I might have to squeeze it again soon. I really try not to because I love it when it's just like it's really dry. And then I find when you squeeze it, you get that huge blob of water and it's like, oh, it's too wet, go away. Yeah, you can see it. I squeezed it again. See how shiny and wet it is now. That's okay. We'll begin again. It will dry out. So I know a lot of colour alongs are sped up, or they're silent, or people put music on. I always quite enjoy ones where people talk, so you have to let me know what you like. I mean, I guess I could silence myself and put music on. But I think it's always good to kind of find out what's going on through that person's head. Well, I find it interesting, that thought process and that thinking. So yeah, you just have to let me know what you prefer. I'm actually going to go like a warmer, more brighter kind of color palette for my big flowers. I might integrate that light purple 91 in so it ties in, and that is quite similar. Maybe I'll leave, there we go, those for my warmer one. So they're similar, but they're just a bit different. So I have Ruby Red 280, Raspberry Red 270, Light Purple 91, and Granite Rose 493. It's quite funny, it's like the pinks hardly exist in this palette, according to Caran. Let's try it. Oh, it's pretty. And I am going to put this on the edges. I see the base, those upturned petals, because they would, there we go, look a bit different, wouldn't they? I've just realised between these petals there's little bits I'm going to have to go in, even with a blue pencil though, they're so small, and just fill them in. But yes, as you can see, I'm just batching my flowers. How's that? Alright, let's go to the next one. So that was Raspberry Red. Not actually. I thought it'd be a lot lighter, but it seems pretty close, doesn't it? I'll still put it in, but I won't worry about putting too much of it on. So see, that petal is underneath that one, so I'm going to make it darker. Oh, and I didn't do, that's okay, I'll do them in this colour. It's so close, it's not going to matter. I have to get my clip out for this page. It's bouncing a bit up here. Okay, so I've gone in and done all my flowers, and now I'm going to add that light purple, and that's hopefully going to give it kind of a close tone and blend it into the flowers that I've already got. Because I guess that's the thing about limited color palettes. By repeating the color, it seems the whole picture just seems more cohesive. And I think like your eyes kind of breathe that sigh of relief, like, oh yeah, I recognize that color's here and here. It all goes together. It all works and goes in. I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the upturned petals as well. Oh, I think that looks so pretty. And I think it's good having the two different flowers. I think it just adds that bit of interest to the eye. And the nice thing about the Pablos having the same colours is that I'll be able to pull out the same colours. And just use them to make everything that bit brighter and darker. Okay, so I've added all to those upturned petals a bit. So pretty. Okay, and now I've got the light one, so that is Granite Rose. And I'm just going to do the edges. And I'm going to do all of the underneath of the petals, and then just some soft edges. I will have to water activate them separately, but that's okay. And as you can see on all my flowers, I'm leaving that bit of white on them, just in between. I just think it really adds to it. It adds that value contrast I keep talking about, because you don't realize how important it is to the eye. And how much like we really do like highlights. Let's get going. Oh, that is so pretty. I love colour. I mean, that's the fun thing about colouring. You don't have to worry about the design. You just get to enjoy making it pretty. It's funny, I'm not a person who I think uses red a lot, but they called the pinks reds. So maybe I am. Two done. And I think I'll bring the yellow in next and add it to the center of those petals. I think it will look so lovely. I have to say, I have tried different water brushes, but I always go back to the Pentel. The Pentel Fine is my absolute favorite for coloring. And nothing just seems to keep its point for so long. And the water control is fantastic. If you have a favorite water brush, let me know. But yeah, I found this one works for me, and that was the only one I buy now. And most of my colouring supplies, well, I guess because I'm in Australia, they come from Amazon. I mean, a lot of them wouldn't be available elsewhere. Or if they are, they'd be hideously expensive. Though there is the artshop.com.au in Australia. You can get art supplies from there, which they can be reasonable and sometimes cheaper than Amazon. But yes, generally, well, Amazon is the market for everything, don't they? It's why they're so big. Here we go. They're nearly finished. And my brush is getting dry again. Here we go. So that is all my flowers activated. Aren't they pretty? I'm going to get yellow now and add little bits to the centers. I mean, these ones should be dry anyway. But I think it's going to add that coherence. Having them all with, you know, a bit of yellow in the center. I don't put in all of it. You can see it's just like a dash of yellow. Because I don't know, if you just colour it all yellow, then it just looks too heavy. Well, I think it does. Well, because yellow is it's a beautiful colour. It's a bright, happy colour, but it can take over. I'm just going to put a little bit. I think there should be some light. Just kind of add to it. Probably should be leaving this for the pencil, but I'm not good at resisting the urge. If it's there, I'm going to do it. Especially in some of those white spots, if you just add that bit of yellow. I think it looks really nice. How's that? And I might add a little bit more yellow to my land. Just bring that coherency in. It's like I'm forgetting about the Pablos. Though a lot of people, like, they do use the watercolour pencils dry as well. And they are nice and soft. They kind of have a creaminess to them, so I do get that. How's that looking? Okay, let's do our leaves next, because I feel like that'll bring everything together. So before, for the continents, I had some greens. Let's get them out again. Because I might repeat those colours. They were so pretty. There we go. How's that gradient look? So we have Opaline Green 195, Veronese Green 201, Yellow Green 230, Light Green 221, and Lime Green 231. So, what are we going to do? We need some variations in the leaves, so maybe I'll split them into like dark ones and then light ones, if that makes sense. I think that'll work. And maybe my bigger leaves will be dark and my little leaves will be light. So I'm just going to go around, and in big leaves they're little. Okay, so that's all for my big leaves, and then we're going to get the Veronese Green, which is 201, and I'm going to extend the colour in those big leaves. Once again, pretty messy colouring, but I think you got it by now. It does come together. Oh. I have to think about what colour I'm going to do on the outside too. Maybe I will just continue out the blue and blend it out. That could look pretty. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just go over the dots in gold pen. Ooh, I love thinking about the details, but I'm always in a rush is my problem to get to the end. Right, okay, so now we've got the yellow green, 230, and I'm going to use this not only for the big leaves, I'm also going to put it on the little ones. Just in the centers. There, a little bit there. I think so, leaves. Oh, look how it's coming together. It's so beautiful. So now I've got that light green 221. And actually, I might end my big leaves with that almost to the tip. I will leave that bit of white space at the end. Okay. But my little ones, I'm going to end with 231 lime green, and I might actually add a bit of yellow to them because I just want to kind of draw in the yellow that we have in the globe and in our flowers, make it cohesive again. This is that lemon yellow 240. Oh, I put it on a big leaf. Oh well. Little bits here and there aren't going to look too bad. That's good. Now we've got the light hitting, so it will hit just a few of them, not all of them. And that's little. Yeah, I think we're going good. All right. Give me a sec. Okay, let's center this again and let's activate all our leaves. Have a bit of fun. So just start from the light, work down to the dark, and if you have any white on the leaf, then try and leave that in, just for that bit of impact. Oh. Beautiful. I love greens. Greens are my absolute favorite color. So usually I'm wearing green, but I'm not today actually. I'm wearing kind of blues and mauves. I mean, I love all bright colors, but there is something about greens and there's something about coloring leaves that just, yeah, it's a pick me up. Oh, I forgot the stem. I'll have to go in there with a dark colour. So let's see if I can bring it across. My excess pigment, instead of wiping it off on my paper towel. Not too bad. I will have to add to it though. So see, by just leaving those little white bits, it's funny because they always go, you know, colour in between the lines, make sure it's all coloured. Well, no, actually. Leave those bits and it looks quite good. Well, I think it does. I might add a little bit of yellow to that one too when I come back in. I probably should have started here and worked around so I don't put my hand over my colouring. But anyway, we're here now. Isn't it amazing? So the after and the before, just incredible. And it's so messy and it's put down, and then you just use a little water brush with the tiniest bit of water. Look at that. Oh, and I missed the stem there too, I'm realizing. Add some colour. Here we are. And yeah, okay. How's that looking? Oh, I love it. I love the leaves. I think it's really bringing it all together. So what are we going to do? For my envelope, I do want it mostly white. I'm just going to add a kind of hints of yellow. Kind of make it seem like it is white. Does that make sense? Like wherever there would be a shadow on it or something. But I do want to leave it mostly white. So just kind of outline how it is. It's all about pushing that pigment where you want it, isn't it, with the water brush? Okay, there that. I might do a little red heart seal. So the red I used in the middle of the flowers, that was Ruby Red 280. Oh, it's going to look gorgeous. Such a strong colour. I'm not going to do all of it. Just that little bit. And then I'm going to go in with my Granite Rose. Kind of do the tips. Activate that. So I'm really activating that circle. Wiping off my pigment and then wiping off pigment again because I don't want it all red. I just, see what I mean? I kind of want it arty. Arty red. So you got that light hitting it. Alright, what else do we have? These little flowers up here. Maybe yellow. Look nice. I'm really loving my yellow. I'm not usually that big on the yellow, but look at this. Oh, I need some yellow down there. And I'm going to have a yellow pencil. Definitely yellow pencil. I'll have to decide what colour I'll do. My paint brushes. Maybe I'll make this one yellow. I'm committed now. And then I just had that red, didn't I? So I think a red brush could be nice. Maybe a pink pencil. We're doing quite a bit of pink. Actually, I have seen pink lead pencils, so that would work. Maybe that's too light. I'm going to go over it. I'm just going to add some of the light purple, the 91. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Just a bit of colour. Can't stay away from the colour. I know. And then, oh, maybe light green. That could be pretty. So a yellow green. And what's this? The lime green. Is that too close, having those two? Maybe I go over light blue, but then, oh, it's very close to the background, isn't it? Choices. Alright, I'm going to activate them and see what I think. Oh, I should have put the light on the wrong side. Oops. Oh, it's all green now. We can always put a white highlight in. See if I rub it. Okay, what's my last one going to be? I'm happy with the colours. I think they look good. Maybe I will go for that strong pink we had. What was this one? This one was Purplish Red 350. Yeah, that's nice. That colour, so beautiful. That magenta I was telling you about. Although they call it Purplish Red. Yeah, just love it. And then I'm going to get the golden ochre, which I used for the gold. And I might use that for kind of like that pencil shaving area. And I will definitely be putting some of that in the paintbrush colour as well. Just a touch of yellow. And, oh, would that have been a gold too? Or I'll just go dark brown. Okay. Alright, what should I do next? The book would be the same thing, so I'm just going to add little bits of yellow here and there, maybe on the text. next. I'm not going to colour in the pages. Oh, it's got a nice bookmark, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm going to make that the same colour because it looks so good on that letter. I love that. So we're going to keep it all in keeping. And we're going to do the previous pages behind it, the yellow too. But I'm also going to get that ochre we had. Here we go. Golden ochre. Great colour, this one. It's funny, it's not a colour I'd ever buy if I buy pencils open stock, but it's probably a good thing that they come in sets because it forces me to have the neutrals, which you use. They're just so useful. I mean, I'll put it under here for the shadow for that flower, but I never go out and buy that colour, if that makes sense. Bits on the washi tape. So pretty. Alright. Let's activate all of that. And so because it's a bigger area, as you can see, my brush kind of goes a bit flat. I'm really pushing down a bit. That's okay. It'll look good. Love that red colour, but gosh, you got to wipe your brush off a lot because otherwise that pigment will take over everywhere. Alright, oh, I've missed the pages up here, didn't I? Oops. Got that. Here we go. We have these little pictures. Aren't they cute? I mean, that's the thing. As you colour Rita Berman's illustrations, you just find so many little details. I'm just adding that ruby red to 80 to the flower. Another flower there, but I am going to make it more that purple I had before. Here it is. Aubergine 99. It's quite funny, aubergine's such a pretty colour, isn't it? When I quite like eggplants, but my kids don't like eating them. I guess they're an acquired taste. That. I'm going to use some light green on the leaves. And this is where actually these little details, when we're finessing them at the end, the Pablos will be fantastic. Alright, that's like a ticket. So I'm going to put some of that dark aubergine on it. Golden ochre on it. The edges of the photo too. And then maybe, because that looks like a scene, so we'll just go in and do the background, the pretty aqua. That we're doing the background of the globe. Go and activate it all. Oh, I messed up here. We've got another border up here. And we might want this bookmark a bit pinker, a bit prettier. So I'm just putting that light purple 91 on top. Oh, I love that. I think that really adds to it. got some pretty buildings. It's like a castle, isn't it? And we've got some trees. Maybe a bit of that Veronese Green 201. Yeah, add some depth to the trees. What colour should I do my roof? Maybe that nice Granite Rose pink. Pretty. I mean, it's such a small little picture. I'm not going to put too much detail in. I'm just going to do all that golden ochre colour first. I'm trying to leave those white highlights. Do the rose. Trees. That's really coming together, isn't it? And we do have that walkway, and I'm guessing that would be dark. So I put them that dark brown. It was Umber 49, and then I just add a little bit to the roof. So that's just for taking like paint, the pigment from there, just adding it to the edge of the roof. Just tiny bits, just to give it that bit of volume. And maybe a little bit behind the flower. Like my little paint palette. How cute. Oh, and I've got my mountains too. So I'm going to use the greens that I used for those mountains. So that's the Opaline Green 195. Put that in the trees down the bottom. The Veronese Green 201 a bit further up. And then what I might do is I might use that darker blue 260 that we used for the edge of the water and just put that in the sky there, because I haven't bought that in anywhere. Maybe I should have done a blue pencil. But anyway, happy with my pencils. I think they look good and fun, colourful. It'll be nice to have that colour somewhere else. See it immediately. I kind of feel better about it. I can breathe a sigh of relief, like, phew. Somewhere else in the picture, it looks good. It's not all alone. Here we are. Okay. Oh, I love the little book. I think it looks really cool. I do think it needs a bit more depth though, so I might go in with that dark brown now it's dry and just kind of give it the pages some shadow. The ones underneath, make them a bit darker, a bit longer. And oh, I messed up there too. Because like the gold, I just feel it needs that depth, and then once you put it in, it definitely pops more. So that was that umber. Alright, so what do we got left? We have our pencil cup, we have our suitcase. Suitcase. Ooh. I think I'm going to keep in theme. No, I'm not. I was, but I'm not. I think of a purple suitcase. So that was that Umber 49, and this is that Aubergine 99. I think, I don't know. I'm not very good with just going for brown. I mean, that kind of that gold color I can, but yeah. So I'm just going to do my super neat, wonderful coloring. You can see I'm like doing all those shadows in the dark purple. Because we're going to want, well actually that's underneath, so that's not too bad. But we're going to want bits of light reflecting off our suitcase, just so it doesn't look so dull. Put a little bit in here. Oh, I need to put some background in, or is that the edge of the suitcase? That looks like that's going to be like a gold corner, doesn't it? Okay. Then I'm going to go back in with my umber and do all those shadows. I know I could wait for the coloured pencil to do this, but I always think like kind of start how you mean to go on, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put shadows in. Well, let's put them in right the first time. I don't know. If you make a mistake, you can always fix it with paint pen, so I'm not too worried. How's it looking? It's hard for me to see how it looks in the camera, but I do like it in real life. I hope that's reflecting a bit. Alright, let's do some activating and see how our purpley brown is looking. So I'm just starting from the light and working back down, and if I have too much pigment, I wipe it off on the paper towel. Sorry, I'm a bit of a broken record about that. But I think if you haven't used watercolor pencils before, it's kind of important because, well, everything has a learning curve, doesn't it, when you start? I've just got a little bit more water in my brush than I like. I don't know if you can see that, how it's coming up a bit messier now. It's because I had to push the button to refill it. Well, for it to re-wet the brush, and it's coming off a bit wetter, but anyway, that's okay, we can fix it up. Add a bit of shadow to that flower using the brown. Okay, well, we might try and do all these in the gold. I think that looked good. So I'll get my gold combo. So that was the Umber, 49. The golden ochre, 33. What else I had? I had that yellow. Looking where my pencils are gone. Here it is. 240, and I also had a little bit of black. Here we go. Which for some reason I put back. I'm not sure why, but anyway. Here we go. So let's make this gold work. I used to never use black in my colouring pages. I just picked all the pretty colours. You have to let me know if you use black a lot. Oh, I love that golden ochre colour. It's so nice. Okay, I'm actually going to just activate the black first because I don't want it in my other colours. For those locks for the suitcase, and then I will start in the light and work back to the darks. Yeah, we don't want that happening again. Yeah, that's okay. It's not much. I can fix it. I don't think even if you look at the overall picture, you notice it that much. Well, I hope you don't. bit of dark shadow over here. So yes, if you have excess dark pigment, you can try and use it as well. I really like putting shadows in. Here we go. I think that looks really good. I'm really happy with that. So now we've got our pencil cup, and then we're up to the pencils. Wow. And I might pause it and take a break at that point. I should have written down when I started. I think it's been a while, but anyway, that's okay. I've been having fun. So thank you so much for joining me on this color along. It's been really cool. What kind of patterns do you think they are? Thinking maybe like mountains? Maybe there was sunset in the water and I got it totally wrong. But anyway, it is my cup. I can do it how I want. Yeah, I definitely think it was maybe sunsets on the water. But anyway, now it's mountains on land. Still gonna look pretty. Maybe I'll put more of that blue in. Yeah, a nice blue cup could look nice. So that was that blue 260, and then I'm just going to use this light blue 161. It's quite funny, I will say Caran d'Ache really does not have pretentious names like it is blue or light blue. Well, you know, the others are like cobalt or what's that other one? Phosphorus, and yeah, all different stuff. Phthalo, that's what I'm looking for, not the phosphorus, phthalo. Like they're much more in keeping like the traditional watercolors kind of paints. I'm just going to add to the center Turquoise Green 191. That's so pretty. Oh, that blue color. It might have a simple name, but gosh, it is a gorgeous color. I don't know what to do about that stripe in the middle, so I've just left it. I'm going to have to figure out something. Love it. Okay, what am I going to do for the bottom? Maybe I'll just do more greens, like it's echoing it up. So I'll just repeat my green sequence again. I've just left that white gap in the middle. I love this color. It's so beautiful. Okay, what do you think? I might go in with the light one for the scallops up here. So that was lime green 231. And maybe I'll do that line, the dark green. It's such a pretty color. All right, is that everything? I think we've covered it nearly all. Maybe a little bit more yellow here. And oh, I didn't do the background. It looks like it's another letter though, doesn't it? So I'm just going to put a bit of letter on, a bit of yellow on with the white to make it look more paperish. I know it's not really paper, like that light yellow, but I hate it when it goes too dark, and especially as you can see, like I've got the pages underneath super dark, so I want it, yeah, I want it to look in. Now the only other thing I haven't done, maybe I'll go in with my Pablos and I will just put the light blue in between the little gaps in the flowers so the background's out. Now what am I going to do about the dots? Am I going to do... I'm not going to do a watercolor background around it. I thought about it, but the dots don't go all the way around. They're only around the top, aren't they? So, maybe I should use the yellow and just do like a gradient, like a light behind it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'll just put this in the camera. Let's try it. Let's go for it. Probably overusing yellow in this, but anyway. Does that make sense? So it was like a light going behind it, like it's glowing. That's what I'm thinking. If not, maybe I should have got out like a Neo 2, but then that could have been harder to get in. That's why what's great about watercolor pencils, you can get into all those little spots. Maybe I should change their color. I might change that with the pencil. Anyway. I don't know, is it too yellow now? Oh. You know what, we will blend it in with the water and make a decision. And I always can change it. Oh, I can't go back to the white, but you know, something had to happen there. You didn't want it looking too plain. Maybe I should get a bigger brush, but we'll see how this goes. So I'm starting from the outside and I'm pushing the pigment in because I want it to be that bit darker. I want it to go out like from light to dark. I might just turn my book just so I can get in and push the pigment the right way. So, sorry, just checking that's still in the camera. Just because I really want to make sure I'm going from light to dark and pushing it in. Alright, let's see how that looks. Alright, well I am going to let that dry. And, sorry, let me put it on the camera first. I am going to let that dry and come back, see what I think. And we're going to go in with our pencils finally, our Pablos. And yeah, I feel like we've made a really good start and it's going places. And yes, the pencils will add color and make it pop and yeah, really finish it off. So see you soon. Okay guys, hi, I'm back. I've gone and made myself a nice chai. And I've got my Pablos out. And these, I still have in the tin and I have them on 3 trays. That's how they came. So we will see. I will be reaching for trays here, there and everywhere. I look and went, oh, I really need a bigger desk. Because at the moment, there's no way I could have even 2 of the trays out than 3. But anyway, that's a nice way to have them. I guess these are Oh, I'm thinking, are these 120 colours? I think that's why they have 3 trays. Let's count a tray. 1, 6, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Yeah, 40 times 3, 120. I can do maths today at this moment. Basic anyway. So yes, let's get to the pencils. I am thinking of maybe making these more purpley, but we will see. I feel like there needs to be more purple. What's this? This is Lilac 110. So let's add some pencil and have a go and just see that depth come about. I mean, yeah. I love the transformation for colouring. I know all pictures go through an ugly stage. And you think, oh no, why'd I start this one? It looks terrible. Why'd I pick those colours? But at the end, no matter what stage you're up to, I think you feel like you've been on a journey, you've come a long way, you've learnt some things, you've played with some pretty colours, and yeah, you've ended up with something. Now even look at those 2 flowers compared to that one. Look at the depth the pencil just gives it. It's amazing. So yes, just little circles in towards the center of the petals. Just give it some depth. And I mean, let's face it, that's what kind of the mauve is really good for shadows. I mean, I guess it's your alternative to grey. You could use grey as well. So I'll just go in and kind of outline the petals and where they overlap. Make sure they have some shadows. Okay, and then I've got the other pencil equivalent. So we were using purple 90. So I'm going to add some of that and brighten that up. Oh, look at that colour. It's so nice and rich. And because we've got this lovely base on it, it's making it even richer. And because we took so much time and put so much detail, I guess, into our water-soluble pencils, I feel like now we've got this roadmap of where to go and what to do. So now I'm just adding light purple 91. So it's going to do 1 flower. We'll check it works, what I'm thinking. And then we will repeat it for the rest of these kinds of flowers. And also it'll be a good before and after, you know, water-soluble, just water-soluble pencils versus the original pencils. Okay, and then I did get, look how small it is, this really pretty Granite Rose for my tips. It kind of blends it all together, doesn't it? And look, I've got a little bit of yellow there, so I'm going to find my yellow. Lemon Yellow 240. So do they have the same as the Super Soft? Let's have a look. This is Lemon Yellow 240. Yeah, they do. They have the same. Oh my gosh, they're close. I better not get them mixed up. I mean, they're even kind of a similar width, aren't they? Sorry. When I put that back, I knocked it. But yes. Just going to add a bit of yellow, a bit of yellow in the center. I'm getting happy with that looks. Happy with how that looks. There we go. Alright, well I am going to repeat that for my others. I feel like that looks a lot stronger than those. And yeah, we will see how it looks at the end. And then we'll think about my pink ones. I think I want them a stronger pink. So I'll have to look at my pencils and see what I've got to kind of make that happen. But yeah, I've just got my Lilac 110 and I'm just going in all the centers of the little flowers. I'm like, yeah, it is work, coloured pencil. Especially on your hands, you do feel it. But look at the base we've got. I'm just so pleased with it. I feel like it's gonna make it a lot easier and it's gonna make it jump off the page, hopefully. Hopefully, that's the idea. And then while I've got the purple, actually, I'm going to add purple to this flower in here. I am going to add it just to the edges of the roof and darken that up. That'll be nice. I'm going to add it to the suitcase. I mean, it's meant to be a purple suitcase, so it needs some more purple, doesn't it? Shadows under the cups. Oh, I think that's looking a lot better. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks more purple. I mean, I will be adding more colours to it. But yeah, alright, well let's go for our next colour. Start back to our flowers before I got distracted. Purple 90. It's so pretty, this colour. And we're just bringing the purple out a bit more. I still think this is like a dark pink colour. And then we get our light purple, 91. I do feel with the Pablos you have to push them a little bit more than other pencils, which is surprising because I mean they're Caran Dash, they're definitely not a budget pencil. But then when you do, the colours you get are stunning. So that's a trade-off, isn't it? And I think they are probably more for layering, which I'm definitely doing more blending at the moment than layering. I need to put some yellow in that flower, I must have missed it. Here we go. Just going to add a bit while I'm here to a big flower, see what I think, kind of see how bright it makes it. Because I think I did want these flowers more pink, but I'm not sure that is doing it. I am almost wondering, do I get maybe a Tombow and add it? Because Tombow have the most beautiful pink colour. but it is very hot and can take over, so you have to be careful with it, don't you? Oh, maybe I'll keep it how it is and think about that. And sometimes I like to use Tombow a bit like a watercolor, so you put a little bit on a palette and then you get a brush and a water brush like I've been using and just scoop it up and add it, and it just adds that pop, iridescent pop. Yes, I feel this pink, it is blending these flowers a bit more, but it's not making them brighter. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm thinking about it. It's like a softer color. So pretty. Okay. Let's get the light one. So the Granite Rose. Just put that in the edges. Just adding that to these big pink ones as well. I will probably have to put a darker colour in the centre, but I don't know. We've coloured pencils as different from water-soluble pencils. Sometimes I don't feel the order matters that much. You just keep layering up until you get the look that you like. I really like how this Granite Rose looks over that ruby red. It kind of gives it a murky feel, which is just nice. And I mean, that, I guess, though, that means these pencils are quite pigmented. I mean, they're definitely covering the darker colour when I put them on. I don't know if we can see. I'll zoom in a bit. There we go. Is that better? Get my blue pencil to go in there and smooth it out a bit. You can get a really lovely blend with the Pablos. It's amazing. You'll be there colouring, you'll think it's not working, and then you suddenly step back and look and go, oh yeah, that colour blended in. I can't see my pencil strokes anymore. How nice is that? Which I guess is what the polychromos do, but because they're oil-based, they're a lot harder than these. I do find I prefer these. It's interesting though, I did feel their watercolour pencils were a lot softer. This is the yellow, I'm just adding it. Just making it a bit stronger. Where the light hits them, I just think it's so pretty. Maybe that one's a little bit too strong. Oh, look at that. Might need a sharpening. It's a shame. Wonder. Look at that. There we go. I think this pencil may have been dropped, not by me. At some time to do that, but that's okay. The lead's nice and long, I can still use it, and then I'll sharpen it. Alright, so I feel like the purple flowers are looking good, they're on their way. That one needs a bit of yellow. Let's finish off the pink flowers, and then we'll look at the leaves, and then yes, we will get to all the fun stuff. I'm just going to have a sip of my drink. Have to let me know what your colouring beverage of choice is. Alright, the pinks. Now these are the lovely pinks I've got. Let's see if this one, that is rose pink. That is very pretty. Let's see if that makes it brighter. So I've also got, what's this? Salmon pink. So I'm going to try the rose pink first. So what do we think? Does that make a difference? Seems very subtle to me. Oh no, I think it looks good. I think they look better than those. And why don't we add the salmon pink? Oh, that's stronger too. I think it's all the layering. Definitely makes them brighter, doesn't it? Alright, I like them better than these. So I think it is working. I'm going to keep going. So I am back to my rose pink 82. I'm just adding it to all the flowers, the pink ones. So pretty, I really like them. I feel like they're coming more alive. What do you think? That or the deep? Maybe alternate where it's kind of shadowed. I will have it darker, and then when it's in light, I will keep them light the way they are before. Because that's the thing about flowers, I guess, they're all irregular, they're not the same. I wonder if I need to tie these in a little bit. Just going to add a touch of that rose pink to these. And that's the great thing about Pablos. They will take layers forever. I mean, I guess that's what you're paying for in a way. You can just keep layering, and you won't get well, I haven't got to that stage where they go, no, you can't layer me anymore, I'm done. Yeah, I like that hint of pink to them. I think it looks good. And they're still different from those because they don't have that purple center. I always think it's important to have at least 2 different varieties. I mean, of flowers, of leaves, of, you know, anything you have a lot of. Because you're going to be colouring it a lot. I think that's good. I think that looks more blended now with the pink between the purple and the yellow. I'm happy with that. Okay, so I am also going to go in with my Salmon Rose, and I'm just going to smooth out some of these that I felt were a bit rough. Just in the corners. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to add my pink to there, didn't I? So that needs some life. Some love and some life. Yellow in the center. Yellow in my mountains. Bit of light here and there. Become a real lover of yellow. Okay, so let's now... Oh, no, I'm going to tackle the blue actually next. That background, I want it to look a bit more uniform. So I've got some of these light blue colours, turquoise green, light blue, turquoise blue. Let's try turquoise blue first. That is number 171. And let's just pop that in the corners. Darken it up a bit, make it look more uniform. And I was going to get in there, wasn't I? Oh, look at that. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to go in all my corners. All my shadows. It appeared unintentionally. And fill it in. It's funny how that one's so dark and that one's not. Anyway, just go with it. If I think it looks weird at the end, I will just fill it in like that. It's nice, these pictures. I mean, they're little, they only have that little bit of space for the background. So even though you're doing a background, it's like, yeah. It's not taking up all your time. That's the good thing about the Rita Berman books. I guess Joanna, though, too, a lot of them, they, never should have been yellow. Anyway, too late now. They have such a range of size of images, from the big, medium, small. So depending on what you have time for, actually, I might get rid of those lights and make it like here is the light, if that makes sense. There you go. I think that's better. It's hard to determine, isn't it? Because that's so dark, so surely that would be... I mean, I do like the light it gives, but I think because that's so dark, that's going to have to be dark too. I'm going to fill that in. There we go, I think that's better. And same with that one, I'll fill that one in too. So then we have the light more focused. So now I'm going to change to the turquoise green. and just add some colour to what I've already put down. I love that bluey green colour, and I want it to pop more. We're also going to put a bit of this colour in the sea in a sec, in our Globe's ocean. Look at that. Gonna have to go in with a dark blue and really make the ocean pop in a minute, actually. Looking at this. I love that bit of green to the ocean. Makes me happy. Okay, let's get a dark blue. I'm excited about that and make that ocean pop. So I have, oh, marine blue, 169. That sounds about right, doesn't it? And oh, it's a lot darker. So I'm just going to put this in the corners. Yeah. And I think it's so dark, I'm going to have to blend it with another blue, because it's looking a bit obvious wherever I'm putting it. That's okay. Okay, so that was the marine blue. I'm now going to get the light blue. Here it is. Light blue, 161. Just blend that in a bit. There we go. So it just doesn't sound out so much. Oh, I'm being called. One sec. Alright guys, I am back. It's my husband. He likes to ring in his lunch break and check. I don't know. Out joyriding or something, I suppose. No, it's nice. Nice to hear from him. During the day, especially when I've been working on uni or something, like, yeah, it's just nice to have that break and human contact. Okay, so where are we? We've been done our flowers. Oh, we were working on layering up our background, trying to give a bit more punch, which will be nice. And I was talking about how these pencils just layer and layer and layer, a bit like the polychromos, which is good. Like you'll just magically be going around with all your pencil, and then suddenly it'll be all blended in. I'm going to add this little bit of green. It's Jade Green 211. It's funny, I wouldn't have called that Jade Green, but anyway. It's very pretty colour. I feel like it's smoothing the transitions to the light better. Maybe I'll just colour that in. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks better now. Okay, so the next thing I think I need to brighten up is my suitcase. I just think it's a bit drab. So, what should I do to brighten it up? Let's have a look what colours I've got here. Got some pretty purples. Let's have a look at that. So they are, what have I got? Periwinkle Blue, 131. That is so pretty. Let's add some of that and see. Oh, it's more a true purple, isn't it, than an aubergine purple? Oh, I like it. I feel like it's really giving that suitcase some extra depth. Really making it prettier. Alright, I'm happy with that. I might add a little bit of that purple to the roof. I'm tempted to try and add just a little bit to the flowers. Not going to make that much difference. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Maybe. There you go. Add a bit to the pencils. I don't know, just, you know, I like to have it in more than one spot. So I'm going to work it in to other parts of my picture, and I don't know, just makes it more interesting, gives it more depth, makes it more cohesive. Yeah. Oh, I love how all the colours come together. Such a pretty colour, that one. Okay, leaves. I think we need to tackle leaves. Though, I jump around, sorry. I'm like, oh, how about if I add some Salmon Pink? That was colour 71. Just to my suitcase. Oh, yes. I think that's what it needed. Just a bit of zing. Just, you know, where the paper still has tooth. Just add a bit more interest, a bit more colour. And it kind of looks more antique-y now. I love how when you play with colour, how they come together. Like, I never would have thought of, you know, oh, I'm going to do my suitcase purple and pink. But the colours came together and it happened, and yeah, I really like it. Really like that. I'm actually thinking maybe I should put a little pink in my globe too. It's such a pretty colour, this one. Oh, look at that. It's like adding to that antique-y feel. Almost like it's adding a rose gold glow, isn't it? What's this one called? Salmon Pink. And actually, I haven't really added pencil to my gold yet, have I? Yes, I really like that. Maybe up to the edge of my letters. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of an antique-y kind of colour. So yeah, I might need some ochre there as well to darken it. What is this? This is golden ochre. Huh. I must know the colour. I'm sorry if you can hear that. Hopefully you can't. That is the washing machine. It's clearly gone into its spin cycle. Oh, So I'm adding the golden ochre 33 to the edge, and I hope you can see how the pencil really does like complement. Put that shadow in. Really does complement, especially because it's the same colors. But the watercolor pencil, like they work so well together. I guess that's what they were designed to do. But I really feel you see it in coloring pages. I'm jumping around everywhere. This golden ochre. It's like I've got the power. Add a little bit more depth to the yellow in the flowers. Oh, and the paintbrushes, they need more love, don't they? Oh, and I need to do my leads, the colours as well. Okay. How's that? I like it. I'm just going to add that spine. Okay. All right. What next? My greens. I haven't touched my leaves, and I said I was going to. What am I going to do with the leaves? And I'm grabbing some close colours. See how close they are. What have we got? Opaline Green, Spring Green. They look quite pretty, don't they? And I need like a medium. This Veronese Green. All right, let's try adding them. So Opaline Green is my 195. Ooh, and that must have been the colour we had at the base before. Look how that's darkening. It's really going to make our bigger leaves pop, I think. Oh, and I've got to remember our stalks too. And I'll probably also use this green for the globe to make my continent stand out a bit too. Here we are. I think this is going to be one of my favourite colours, Opaline Green. It's funny, I would have thought this was more a jade green than that really light jade green we had before. Anyway, okay, so now next green, this is Veronese Green, 201. That's quite nice. And just blending that darker colour in. I'm not covering the whole leaf. So pretty. And I'm also going to add it to the middle of these little leaves, my lighter ones. Just because I feel they need a bit of a punch. They're a bit bland. Yeah, I think I'm happier with that. The nice thing about coloured pencils is that you don't have to worry about where you're resting your hand. I mean, I guess I could have a paper round. If I was colouring with Prismas, I would have paper down and have my hand on the paper because I'd be really worried about smudging because Prismas have so much soft pigment. They're almost like a pastel and it can go everywhere. But I'm not that worried about that with the Pablos. They are pigmented, but you have to work to get the pigment out. So I'm not worried about smudging. that makes sense. Okay, that's looking good, I think. Add a bit more to my continents. I love how strong these greens are looking. All right, and then where do I go? I had a spring green. I'm not sure how yellow that is, but anyway, we'll find out. I might try it on a light green, light leaf first, because I don't mind how light they are. It's very pretty, isn't it? Nice bright colour. So I'm just putting it in like on one side of each of the big leaves because I don't want it to overshadow it. I feel like this is quite a strong colour. I mean, look at the life it's giving the leaves. Push my book in and my piece of paper. Though I guess I don't know. Oh, I guess it stops. There we go. We can see there's been a transfer from my paper test. So I guess that's why it was good I had paper there. It wouldn't ruin a colouring page though, because it's the last page in the book. Okay, how's this going? I think it's looking lovely. I might add just a touch of that bright yellow to the paintbrushes. And that pencil. What other colours we have? We have that. Like a shadow, that darker green there. That was the Veronese Green. Looking good. And I think the pink needs it too, just that shadow. Because most of our light's coming from this side. I need to do the pencil tips. So that was that lovely purple colour. And that's that pale pink. Oh, isn't it the small details make such a difference? And I might just colour that in too. Bit of pigment. How are we looking? Are we nearly done? I don't know. I'm loving it. I'm really, really happy with it. Which is nice. It's happy, it's fun, it's Rita Berman, and I feel like it fits in perfectly to it. I'm happy we left the bits of the white. I think they really add to it. I'm trying to think. Okay, so now I need to decide what do I want to do with the dots. I have thought about whiting them out. I don't know, would that look strange? Maybe I should just leave them. Maybe it needs glitter. I don't know, what do you think? What do you think? I wish I could hear what you were saying. I did think about gold before. Gold's always pretty. I'm really happy with the picture. I don't want it to take away from it. I feel like maybe this is light green. Light green, really? 181. I wouldn't have called it light green. It's very pretty though. I don't know, maybe I need to add some to some leaves. Just have a little bit of that blue in. Just here and there. Blend that out a bit more too. All right, I'm thinking white. Or am I thinking gold? But I'm worried if I use gold, it will take away from the gold that I have already put in. Let's have a look. What does Rita Berman do? Maybe she just leaves them. Move all my pencils so I can shut the book. And when in doubt, yeah, she kind of just leaves hers in. And I do think, all right, maybe then I need to go in with another light color, like that pale pink. I'll have to sharpen my pencil and like do a gradient of color out pink to yellow. Maybe that would look better because I feel like it needs something. It's not too plain. So sorry about the noise. I'm just going to sharpen my pencil. Be a test as how well it sharpens. Still going? That was impatient, sorry. Needs a lot of sharpening, this one. No. Oh, look at that. Broke again. That was too impatient. That was good. Alright, I got the lead out. Let's try sharpening it again. So short. Gonna need a pencil extender on it soon. Yes! Look, we got it. Yeah, I think this pencil's been dropped. Yeah, kids. That's why it's broke. It's not a Caran Pablo problem. It is a me problem. But anyway. So yes, that is now nicely sharpened. Let's see if we can get in there and do a bit of a gradient. I think that'll look nice. So I'm just softly going in. Oh, not doing well, am I? It's such a pretty color. It's real coloring, real life. All right, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take my super soft one. I'm going to have to buy a new Pablo, I think. Let's see if we can get the same effect with the super soft. It's a good test, I suppose. I feel like it's not as pretty as the Pablo. Is that a weird thing to say? Like it blends dirtier, that layered nicely. I don't know. Maybe I'm losing it. Anyway, I think what I'll do is I'll do an initial layer and then I'll go over it with a stronger pink. Because like I'm getting a pinky tinge here, but I want more pink. So this is the Salmon Rose 71. These little bits. Maybe I should have done that pink. Maybe we're too late now. There you go, that's better. Isn't it funny? So the pencils, the Pablo pencils definitely layer better than the super soft. But I guess they're for different purposes, aren't they? The super soft is for, you know, water soluble. It's meant to be activated and layered that way. Well, the pencils are meant to layer up over each other. Oh, I really like the depth this is giving it. It definitely, I'm glad I did it. I think it did need more than the yellow. Okay, let's have a look. How's that looking? All right, that is good. I'm happy with that. I'm pleased with that. I'm still thinking about changing some of the bubbles to the white. I don't know, I don't feel that happy with them just remaining black. So let's have a look and see. Do I have a white gel pen? Sorry, I knocked the stand. Okay, I have a Jelly Roll Sakura 10 and a Jelly Roll Sakura 08. All right, well, let's try that. Gel pens are a bit hit and miss for me. I mean, when they work, they're wonderful. When they don't work, it's like, oh. It's working okay. It's not opaque, but I think that's better. I think it's better softer. You know what? I'm thinking about going back in with silver. Would that be weird, doing silver? I like how it's fading with the white. Okay, I'm back. I've just gone and had a look through my camera and had a look at my gel pens and what have I got, and I've decided to go in with this Posca Gold PC-1MR 0.7 millimeter pin type pen, because I think that will just add to it and give the look that I want. So let's see, hopefully it works. I'm just going to go over all the white ones are done. Yeah, I think that's really pretty. I think that's what it needed. And the big black ones, I'm just going to colour in all of them. I don't know, I just wasn't that happy with leaving them. And I didn't want them to disappear, but I just felt like they needed something. Now this is something I feel needs lots of concentration. Paint pens. I mean, they're beautiful and they do an amazing job. Oh, maybe I should do the flower centers bits of gold to match. I think that's a winner, that idea. It's hard at the end, isn't it? Because you're excited to finish and you want to push on and do it, but at the same time, it's like, I want it to look nice. And I've put so much work in it already, I want it to continue to look nice. Might have to go over these a few times. They're quite heavy, aren't they? These big black ones. I have to admit, I'm a person who has mixed results with Poscas. I have some Poscas which I've just got to like throw out. because they worked well the first time, then after that they're all clumpy and awful. But this one, touch wood, seems to be going quite well and I'm happy with it. I think I might need to do a second coat on some of these dark ones. They're just so dark. Oh, that one's actually on the leaf. Maybe I'll just make that like a gold speck. And we might add some gold, just dots to those leaves. Oh, they're so pretty. I'll adore that. We're going to add some gold here. Be careful not to smudge what I've done. Gold to the centers of the flowers. Bring it in. Oh, maybe since I apparently bodged my colouring and got some red in that flower. Yes, let's add some gold there. Oh, that's lovely. And I don't think it takes away from the gold we've already done and the highlight, so I'm pleased about that because that was my worry before. Alright, happy with that. Oops. I really should turn the book around. Adelaide, you've been told. Maybe give them a bit of a gold edge. Now the gold monster's got in me. Do you find that? You go overboard. It's like, no, gold, gold, gold. Oh, don't get me started when I get the stickles out. Ugh. It takes over my life, and then it takes forever to dry. So, you know what? That's so messy, that one. It's going to be a big gold dot. Okay. I'm not happy with that, but I think I'm happy with the rest of it. And some gold over here. Okay, how's that? Maybe I'll put, because they do have a bit of shine on them, a bit of gold. All right, I'm gonna have a look at it again. Sorry, that was just me having a good look. You can see all my testers. I think that's good. I think I'm happy. I think I am going to leave it. I say that, I just add a little bit more gold, don't I? Anyway. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me on my first color-on. I really appreciate it. You have to let me know what you did color. Sorry, I can't resist. Now I've got to keep adding gold. That's the last one. Putting the lid on. It is done. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coloring with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if you'd like to, you can subscribe to my channel and follow along. I'm going to have more coloring videos, pencil reviews, color alongs, all that fun adult coloring stuff. So yes, thank you so much. If you did get this far, I would love it if you left me a comment to let me know. I know it's a color alongs are a longer watch. So yeah, I'd really appreciate it. And also if you just let me know, it's my first one, any feedback, what you liked, what you didn't like, what I could improve, that would be great because I am learning along with you on this journey. All right. Well, have a fantastic day, everyone. Happy coloring, and I'll see you soon. Bye.